Hi YouTubers, Jambi here, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to do a part 2 of how I prepare for a bike tour. So I've got my bike, it is ready pretty much. I now understand how much capacity I've got, and so now I thought that I would go through what food prep I'm doing. I'll go through what's in my bags a little later. So at the moment I'm pretty skint, so I'm at my parents' house raiding their pantry, trying to find food that I can take on tour. So I've got, I'm boiling some eggs and I'm also pre-cooking some veggie dogs. So I'm a vegetarian. I don't really like faux meat actually. I find it really hard to digest, kind of fucks me up, doesn't give me that much energy, it actually sort of like zaps me of energy I find, but like I said, I'm pretty skint, so I got no choice. What else have I found in their cupboard? Not too much, actually. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of a shop. I've got cacao powder. I think that'll be nice in like maybe a hot drink at the end of the day. I've got some chia seeds, almonds, dates. I've got a little bit of oats and some eggs, which I'm pre-boiling. And then I've got some organic carrots. And my favorite thing to take on tour actually is limone. They travel really well, and I just think that they're so fucking fresh. And like I'll cut a wedge and I'll just suck on it, and I just think that it just tastes really good and it refreshes you. I actually learnt the trick from Vermain. Bill from Mudgee, he brought a lemon on tour and we all squeezed it in each other's mouth. It was such a nice experience, and it like was in the middle of the day and it was hot as fuck, and it just like perked us up. So power of limone. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a bit of a shop at the grocery store, but normally I like to keep things pretty fresh. I do not like to eat the pre-packaged like sort of camping food. I don't like taking pre-made meals. I'll just generally take things that travel really well, like cabbage, potatoes, sweet potatoes, anything that like is highly nutritious and is not too snackable, because I don't actually feel like I need to snack that much during a tour. I tend to like keep things pretty slim on the food front, because I like riding on not too heavy of a stomach, so and I never really am that hungry when I'm on bike tour. I tend to eat a little less than I would normally during my day, which kind of seems weird, and I know that people might have a bit to say about that, but that's just what works for me. So yeah, I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to pack it up into my bags, and then I've still got some clothes to fit in, and then I might take myself to the supermarket and see what else I'd like to buy. Generally, I like to fill up before I go, because if you're starting in a small town, things are a bit more expensive, and I'm thinking about those sorts of things at the moment. So this is what I have now created. I've got these veggie dogs. I put a bit of sauce and some salt with those already, and I threw in some carrots because I thought that the carrots are actually quite juicy, so they should keep the sausages a little bit moist. On the other hand, I've got another bag of carrots, and I put in some paper towel to keep them from getting too moist, because I like crunchy carrot. Then I've got some oats, almonds, dates, and I sprinkled the cacao powder in there. Oh, and chia seeds. I mean, that'll just be almost like a porridge mix. Then I've got my 2 limones, and I got some chocolate. So that's all I've grabbed from my parents' house. I'll obviously need to go to the shops. So I've just left town on the tour. So I did a quick pack job, and then packing is key for the stuff that I choose to eat. So I pulled off the side of the road, and now I'm going to repack my bags. And the reason that packing is key for me is that I tend to just go for fresh fruit and vegetables, including bananas, avocado, all the dangerous things. So when I am choosing food to take on tour, I have a couple of guidelines that help me. I like to have things that have got water in them. So like cucumbers, I think are really great because they're like a refreshing snack. You can't like overeat, and so it doesn't bog you down. It hydrates you, and they're actually surprisingly pretty hardy in your bag. So cucumbers are ace. I got some apples, also good for hydration and sweetness. I picked up some mandarins. These ones are a bit dangerous in your bag, so have to be careful about where you put those. Nanas, they will be consumed within the next day or two. I've got some gluten-free wraps, some falafel. This bag is really good because I reuse it because it's resealable, and a little bit of licorice for that sweetness. And I also got some painkillers because I think that's really good for just muting pain in general. And then for when times do get hard, I do have a couple of the protein balls, but I tend to not go for things like that because I don't really like overly processed stuff. I find it really hard to digest. So rather than it giving me energy, it just seems to like bog me down. Yeah, so that is a 3-ish day tour. I've also, don't know why, but I've got all these pills. They're like vitamin D pills, magnesium pills. What else is in there? So just like hair and nail pills. I just want to be really healthy, and actually the goal for my this trip is to like floss every day, do some stretching, core work, and make 50 miles a day. They're my basics. And so I have been dictated a little bit with this tour. So not every time I tour, my bag looks like this. It generally has this as a base, and then if it's a longer tour, then I will stack up on like more nuts and things like that, and like oats and a few more bars. But this one, I've just gone for fresh fruits. Not so much vegetables because we've got a pretty chronic fire situation in Australia, and total fire ban, which I very much had planned to adhere to, so I'm not going to be cooking anything. So I didn't pick up any potatoes, any sweet potatoes or broccoli or anything like that, or asparagus, because I'm just not going to have any fires. So it's mostly just fruit. I got a couple of vegetables in there, but when I get to town next, I will stock up on vegetables when I can cook them, and then, yeah. So I do have some carrots actually. So that is my shopping. Now I am going to put it in these bags, being careful about where I put things. I find the frame bag a better position to put soft goods. It's more snacky stuff I'll put in here because it doesn't need to be protected. And this is my first time using one of these. I think they're so cute. It's like a little lunchbox. Yeah, so adorable. Excuse me. Hi, here we have a nice little dinner option. We've got our cucumber, got a little cheese, got our little boiled egg, and we got our falafel. Oh my god, it looks so good. Finely sliced with your new jammy skate shank blade sword. Very nice. Okay. Wow. I mean, you could add a little sauce in there if you are that way inclined. I am not. I like things simple, breezy, beautiful. Cover girl. So day one was pretty good. A lot of wind. I was battling a lot of wind. Because this is a new rig, my body is a bit sore to like the positioning, so I got to stretch out my back a little bit today. We've got a little jungle gym that might help me do a bend over backwards and then swing, do a few flips. That'll help. Other than that, my legs felt fine. The road was fine. Yeah, felt good. Now we've got dinner time, and then I'm actually just gonna swing my hammock over in that gazebo thing, because I want to stay in towns actually, because we've got a total fire ban and it's kind of high fire danger, and I would just prefer to be around people. So yeah, the winds are still pretty high and anything can happen. Better safe than sorry. Okay, bye. That felt pretty good. forgot my puffer jacket, which is a bit of a problem. So hopefully it's not going to get too cold. If it does, there is a little community hall up that has a little balcony that I think would probably be sheltered from the wind, but I mean, it is a bit nippy now. I don't know how much it's going to drop. Anyways, yeah, so day 1 complete. Thanks for watching.